Hi, I'm Christine Marlowe, and I'm President and CEO of Montgomery County Food Bank.
And I'm Jim Carman. I'm President of the Houston region for Howard Hughes.
Jim is also the Vice Chair of the Montgomery County Food Bank Board of Directors, and I'm so excited to have you here today.
It's an honor and a privilege always coming to the food bank and working with
Yeah.
Christine and the wonderful staff and volunteers
Well,
here.
I love what you do, and I love the support. You're always out there being forward-facing and just, telling and spreading the word about what the food bank does.
Yeah, well, it's a big need in this community, and we're happy at Howard Hughes to get involved, and myself personally really appreciate what you guys are doing for the community.
Well, it's an honor for sure. Thank you.
So Howard Hughes and the Woodlands Development Company was really a big part of the beginning of the food bank back in the mid-'80s. And so when I joined the company over 10 years ago, it was just something that we did. We volunteered, we participated. And so I got to know the food bank over time and then joined the board of directors a few years ago.
Well, that was a pivotal time. You were talking about the history of Howard Hughes and the history of the food bank. And Montgomery County Food Bank has actually been in existence since 1985. We have such an amazing history. It started off with one woman, Betty Hardy, who used to collect food and distribute it out of the trunk of the car. And so just the way that, we can support our communities, the way that Howard Hughes is so involved in the communities, I think it's just such a nice fit.
Yeah. Well, and it's a real need. I mean, food insecurity in this community is a tremendous need, and we have a very giving community, as we all know.
Absolutely do.
It's a great community, and we get involved in so many different things as a community, and so it's a natural fit to assist the food bank. Well, Christine, I mean, there's been so many things over the last few years that have involved the food bank.
Absolutely. Together we've done a lot.
Whether it's a freeze, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's a pandemic, financial insecurity of the food bank has had a lot of challenges over the last few years. And it's been really watching you guys get involved and help the community during these hard times has been amazing. But one of the more personal stories that I've got is I took my family, my wife and daughter, and we went to a mobile market over at the VA hospital, and not just distributing to the vehicles, but walking the car line and with you and talking to these veterans. You being a veteran, connected very quickly with them, but it was amazing to see them to come with the need here in our community that I think a lot of people just aren't aware of, and to see veterans particularly who have done so much for us and our country to reach out for help really had an impact, and having my family there was something that was important for me. My daughter particularly, she's 10 years old, and we're very blessed to live in the Woodlands, but there's people here in our community that have a need, and it's important for people to understand that.
Yeah, well, it was so great to have you out at that mobile market. You brought your team. It's so important to get some hands-on, just experience in how we serve in the community, because every single person that we serve is a person. Sometimes we tend to, in our own minds, think of it as just this thing out there. Hunger is just this thing. But when you can actually serve people, and they're so grateful, and they know that, these times are challenging, and they're so grateful that they have the help. And it was so meaningful to me when you brought your family and your daughter. I have a heart for that, because if we teach our kids at an early age the importance of giving back to the community and the importance of just being good stewards of all we have, I mean, we're going to make a difference in society as we teach them to be nice adults.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned team. I mean, it's such a rewarding experience to bring your team out. We brought Howard Hughes out to a number of
that was awesome.
Events, whether it's packing boxes here at the food bank or to the mobile markets. And it's a great way to bring your team out, get them involved, and because they feel that direct rewarding experience by helping serve our community. And there's not a whole lot better team building exercises than getting involved at the food bank and helping those in need here.
Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up. When you bring teams in, there are many ways that you can get involved in the food bank, and we need over 700 volunteers a month to help serve. So when the community comes together, when you bring your kids, when you bring your businesses, or just when you have your own time to come in to help the food bank, that's what makes the impact so strong. So there are ways that you can help by going to the website and finding those volunteer opportunities.
Food insecurity in this community is real, and I think a lot of us that live and work and play and pray and learn in the Woodlands can take it for granted that we live in the #1 community to live in America, yet there are needs in this community that we don't maybe see all the time. And it became very apparent to me when I became a board member that that was the case. And so it doesn't take you long if you get involved with the food bank to see that that need is here. And so, you know, that really inspired me, you know, whether it's the veterans that need our assistance in the community, the mobile markets, all the pantries that the food bank supports. It's really unbelievable. But being a board member helps me see that direct impact and know that, you know, we've got to get involved to to improve the needs and cure food insecurity in this community.
And that is so important. And you know, something that I want to share is the importance of the board to me and the whole organization. I came into the food bank as the CEO in August of 2020. And if you think back about what was happening during that time, you know, that was the height of COVID. And when I stepped in, the board was 100% behind what I was doing, what the organization was doing, and the support that I've always received from you, from all the other members of the board, is what drives us to be able to serve the community. So I'm truly grateful for that. And you know, just the fact that you want to be involved and you want to bring your team and you want to offer just good resources and advice, that is a true benefit to the food bank.
Yeah. Well, and you know, Howard Hughes, we consider ourselves one of the preeminent developers of communities in the country. And communities are much more than just buildings and steel and concrete. Communities involve everything in the community, whether it's our schools, our churches, our hospitals, and certainly it involves our nonprofits, charitable organizations. I can't think of many that do a better job of serving our community than the Montgomery County Food Bank.
Thank you.
And it's a demand and a need that's here. And you know, the more that people are aware of that and see that, they'll see that they need to get involved, get their teams involved, because we do have food insecurity issues here in our community, and much like anywhere else in the country, and we need to assist.
Right now, food insecurity levels are so high. We keep seeing an increase in the need in the community. Even just currently, if you go to the grocery store and you're buying groceries for your family and you can afford it, it takes a big bite out of your bill. But for many people in our community, that's a difficult thing right now. They're living paycheck to paycheck, they're stretching that. And so for us to be able to provide a little relief in their budget to feed their families, to feed their children with just something very, very basic. I mean, you're talking some fresh produce, some peanut butter, things like that that can provide that nutrition. It's so important right now, and you can't get any more basic than food. There are so many ways that you can support the food bank. We have such a vital resource and something that we really need support with, and we need to be able to share. I hope you're inspired by Jim's story, by the way he connects through Howard Hughes. And Jim, you know, what are ways that you think that you like to encourage our community to support?
Well, I mean, there's really three major ways. You know, there's donations, great sponsorships available, whether it's at the gala or the different events throughout the year. Of course, volunteer opportunities. We've brought our team here multiple times, and it's a great way for team building, for your team to feel involved. As well as I brought my family and connected my wife and my daughter to the commitment of the food bank. And then just spread the word. Let people know that, yes, we live in the best place to live in America, but there is food insecurity here, and we have to figure out how to improve upon those needs.
Jim, thanks so much for being here today. Thanks for all you do for the food bank, for the entire community, for all of the nonprofits in the area. I appreciate your leadership and your friendship. And you know, for everyone else, find ways that you can support the community. But specifically for the food bank, we can always use your help. Visit our website and check it out, bring your family and get involved and make a difference, because together we are stronger in the fight against hunger.